guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Brett.
My name is Lizelle, guys.
So it's a new day,
New reaction.
and I hope that we can put a smile on your face to this day on our day. So for today's video, guys, we're going to take a look at a video from Vice News. If you want to go check out their channel, it's gonna be in the description box down below. We're going to check out their video called "India is becoming its own Silicon Valley."
Yes, because this is an old recommendation, guys. Oh, we're so sorry.
Yeah, again, we really try to make all your suggestions be in our video. I know a lot of you guys out there have been suggesting a lot, and we haven't gotten into it yet. But you know, man, we gotta take into account our private Wi-Fi, our data usage, you know, everything like that. So, if your suggestion is about 20 minutes long, maybe 16 minutes, there's a slight chance that it may not get played. But every time that we do buy new data, data, then we will at least try to react to it.
Yes, guys, I'm super excited to it because this is an old recommendation, and I'm so excited to see what's inside in this video.
Yeah, this video actually was published just this year on February 7th. So
yes,
man, how many months is it?
new.
Alright, so let's go check it out. But first, if you haven't already, you know the drill, man. Hit that subscribe and also that bell so you'll be updated with our latest reactions. And if you're gonna like the video by the end of it, you know the drill, man. Hit that like and let us know in the comment section what you think about our reaction.
Yes, guys, so without further ado, let's get started.
Good morning all. So what is telemarketing? Selling products over telephone. Social graces. What are social graces? Good morning. Thank you. You want to do the inbound call with me? You say?
My name is Sayed. I'm calling behalf of Eric.
I'm calling you on behalf of Eric.
My name is Asha. How can I help you?
How may I help you?
Good morning. Welcome to Dr. Wellness. My name is Krishna. How may I help you?
Perfect.
This is a call center in Bangalore. Call centers were among the first outsourced tech companies to appear in India. And they're still here.
Good morning. This is Krishna. How may I help you? The location of VFW in Bangalore?
Call center work has been outsourced from America to India for decades. But this call center is different.
Hello?
Because many of their clients are actually Indian.
When we actually looked at the growth of India, there were a lot of domestic companies that were actually, growing.
You decided to do just the domestic market, just companies that are in India.
Correct. And that actually did wonders.
The fact that Transact Global has found success by serving largely its own market is an indication of just how far the market has come. India's IT sector has evolved so far out of its call center beginnings that it's now a $150 billion industry.
This is the corporate headquarters of Emphasis, one of the biggest IT services firms in all of Bangalore. Why did India emerge, and Bangalore specifically, as sort of the site for this kind of growth?
We've always had in India a fairly large STEM population, right? We've had a history of mathematics and science and engineering and medicine. Back in the 80s, IBM was launching the PC, Microsoft was launching the desktop operating system, and computers were going mainstream. So there was an opportunity for the Indian talent to be taken to where the work was, which was the United States. As telecom infrastructure became more stable, that led to this development of the offshore services that provided a much faster way to write software, because if you can do it pretty much 24 hours a day. And then came Y2K.
What was the problem with Y2K that India had to face?
The problem was the Western world had written programs that couldn't handle 00 at the end. How do you make sure that the computers don't fail when they come across a 00?
And that's the year 2000.
That's the year 2000.
Some members of Congress are worried that the computer glitch will lead to dangerous problems on the world's infrastructure.
That's when a lot of our Indian companies that were young and nascent showed the world they had the ability to fix problems and do it in a way that you can actually afford it. And over the last 25 years, this has kind of become a massive hub for global companies to build software but essentially runs the world.
Indian tech workers are a worldwide phenomenon, with 850,000 entering the global workforce every year. A primary source for this talent are the country's 23 Indian institutes of technology. They're among the most competitive engineering schools in the world.
The IITs were set up in the 50s as institutions for engineering education and research, modeled after MIT and Cambridge and other things.
So this is India's sort of best and brightest engineers.
People get in here, and after they finish their undergraduate, I mean, they're sought after by all kinds of companies, Google, Facebook, the banks.
What are the most sort of popular or more competitive programs?
Computer science.
Computer science.
Computer science.
Nerds. Nerds that are smarter than me. These kids all scored the best on the entrance exam.
Yes.
Right? So even better than everyone at IIT, these are the kids who are the best of the best.
Yes.
What is it like teaching them?
Very exciting.
Do you think one of these kids is gonna like maybe do something?
Very.
But it seems for some of these kids, their dream is no longer to work in the US. Instead, they'd prefer to innovate right here in India.
There is an inherent sense of wanting to contribute to India's GDP. And there's a lot of emphasis on entrepreneurship and starting on your own.
This push towards entrepreneurship has become the primary focus, as basic software engineering skills are no longer enough. In response to this shifting landscape, a number of startup incubators have sprung up to nurture creative ideas out of mathematically built minds.
Science and technology are the backbone of Indian education. But if you want to go from a back-end coder to a front office visionary, you got to learn how to sell. So I've come to an incubator for startups called Commencement, which coaches would-be disruptors in the art of the pitch. How important is the pitch?
Pitch is the moment of truth. Just having an engineering degree is not enough. If you're going to build the business builders and the job creators of tomorrow, they have to think about the world as a market.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon to you both. We are coming from a company called Osho Water.
Fix my gadgets.
Make a bag, change pay.
You know, a lot of gadgets are getting introduced to India.
Okay.
So how we are creating basically a customer convenience through this web portal.
We'll just go through a video walkthrough where you can understand how to pay using ChangePay.
Welcome to Paradise Hotel.
I would like to stay here for 2 days. Sorry, I don't have money. Do you accept change pay?
Yes.
I will have to work on that.
You do this all the time, right?
Right.
What is sort of common about the sort of shortcomings of how people tend to pitch ideas like this?
Yeah, I think it's the big one is how do you tell a story? This is what you get from people who know too much. They've been an expert in delivering projects, making products in a very corporate environment. But I think we have to also come up with a solid business model which is innovative.
Hello. I'm from Music Mini Labs. I'm Gopal. We are a music technology company that teaches, scales music education. It works very simply. I mean, you just put it in front of you and you start singing. And it tells you if your frequency is off or if you're off the beat. We show you detailed breakdown of how can you improve, and you can track your progress over time. In India, you have so much diversity in music, and my motivation is to build digital infrastructure for the Indian heritage.
This is cool because it's sort of like very, very culturally Indian things becoming potentially like a globally useful product.
But also, it takes a non-music person to figure out a new way
to do music.
Right. It didn't take a very social Zuckerberg to figure out the social network.
Right.
Exactly. He's got the stars in his eyes, as you can see.
For many of these would-be entrepreneurs, the hope is to one day join the fast-growing list of Silicon Valley-sized success stories, who make up much of India's nascent venture capitalist culture.
I'm at a golf club in Mumbai, and I'm playing around with one of the top VCs in the country. He's been named one of the 50 most influential business people in all of India, and he's funded some of the most successful online ventures that this country's ever seen. So what was your big, first success back in India? Nice. Good.
I was sitting in my office, met one of these sort of fellows who does the traditional matchmaking.
Like arranged marriages?
yeah, it occurred to me that why not put this stuff up on the internet? And so that idea was born, and we started out with Shaadi.com.
There you go. What were the next investments that you made?
About 2011, I met a young guy called Bhavish, and he was looking at raising some capital for an on-demand cab service through your app. And so I wrote him a check in 2011, and today, of course, the company's worth close to $5 billion.
Wow. Would you say that the tech scene in India is at an inflection point in any fashion?
Indians have tasted blood, and given the cultural advantages that India has in many ways, I think it's a foregone conclusion that Indians will drive the coming tech revolution. You're already seeing it.
As India's tech sector grows more sophisticated, its entrepreneurs are becoming more ambitious, driving development aimed at saving our lives and the environment.
Oh, wow. I'm in like an operating room. Yeah. Oh, I can actually see my arm. Yeah. It's brown because we're in India.
Yeah.
That's great.
You can do the complete advanced cardiac life support protocol, and you really feel that you're doing it.
Oh my God. That's a thing. That's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Yes, yes.
That's amazing. While many technology companies here are focused on serving the world's economy, I've come to the garage of Altigreen, a startup that's trying to take a hands-on approach at solving some of India's problems.
In India, there are 1.2 million people dying early every year because of poor air quality.
So what do you guys do?
We allow people to take their existing vehicle, bring it into our place, convert it into a hybrid at $1,000, saving 25% in fuel and 25% in emissions.
Sure. I mean, are you trying to compete with like a Tesla?
No. Tesla is still selling $100,000 cars. That doesn't work for India. What we're doing here is we're democratizing the use of electric technology.
Amazing.
Entrepreneurship is exploding here, with over 5,000 verified startups currently operating nationwide. Projections are so good, in fact, that the blue-chip prospects who originally left India to succeed in America are beginning to return.
I understand that most of you guys studied in the U.S. or lived in the U.S. at some point, and so, like, why did you come back?
Look at populations in India, right? We are building something that could potentially be used by 1 billion people, and it's a lot like the Wild West. The rules are being made.
Bangalore is very, very cosmopolitan now. There are people from not just all over India, people from all over the world, people who've lived abroad and come back.
I had a job offer interest from Google New York, but I met some really nice people in Bangalore that time, and I thought that why not give it a shot.
So you gave up working at Google to come back and do a startup. Given sort of the increasing amount of like anti-immigrant feelings in the United States, did that contribute to your decision to move here?
You know, Trump coming to power has not been good for anybody, and I think that is sort of forcing the growth.
Well, guys, to Bangalore, we're coming home to making something happen.
To many, the future of technology doesn't lie in Silicon Valley, but in places like Bangalore. Recent evidence suggests that this is already happening, as emerging economies like India's make up almost 60% of global GDP, according to the IMF.
Opportunities abound. Software, where all the value addition lies, is now our calling card as a country.
Bangalore is a city primed to emerge as a global leader in tech, with its nation's investment in education and innovation paving the way for a potential overthrow of Silicon Valley as the center of the tech universe.
You think Bangalore would ever overtake Silicon Valley as the center of engineering production?
Could. What Bangalore's got going for it is the scale of India. It's like 1 billion people, right?
Yeah.
So even if you got like 1 out of 2,000 being engineers, you got a large population to pick from.
Yeah.
While the US and Europe continue to be the leading spenders, the center of gravity of the global economy is seen to be moving east.
How did you guys found companies?
When I was 10 years old, I was very curious in electronics and technology, so I developed a drone which can detect and destroy landmines.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Consequently, Asia will account for at least 25% of global ER&D spend before the turn of this decade, and that defines the age that we live in. And I want to congratulate all of you who have made this possible. The fastest growing segment in the entire IT BPM industry.
made a lot of good points on why India is gonna be, or is now becoming its own Silicon Valley. Because well, he made a great point there when they said, why did you decide to come back to India rather than stay in the US? There was a point there where they say the anti-immigrant issues there that's currently happening with Trump being in power. A lot of well, I wouldn't say immigrants, but you know, foreigners to America, like Indians, like Filipinos, you know, they're starting to make them feel like they don't belong with Americans, because you know, even President Trump sort of empowers that, or you know, tries to propagate that you know, this is America, something like that. That's one issue of Trump. It's currently, oh no, he's known for being a racist too. So, with that in mind, most of the IT sector in America consists of Indians, a lot of Indians actually, because of how spectacularly great they are when it comes to technology. When they decide to come back to India and invest all of their time in India, boy, it's not becoming its own Silicon Valley, it will become the number one Silicon Valley in the world. I mean, just look at it. I mean, you have the IIT Institute, you know, producing a lot of computer engineers or computer science programs from the best of the best. They don't just, you know, let anybody in the course, you know, they hand out entrance exams to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing. You know, you're not just there to get grades. Most of us in the Philippines.
So,
of course, you go here to you know, sometimes here you go to engineering, and then after that you don't really use your degree to engineering, something like that. But not in India, man. They use everything.
yes, and the first video, it shows about the what we call it, the call center is the good thing is that they build the company or locally in just for the Indians.
Yeah, that is very you would expect that to happen just because of the population of India as well. You know, how many people are there. The second to China, I think, right? In population.
Yeah.
So
China.
yeah, you expect that to happen. And here in the Philippines, we also have local BPO industries, but most of them are from Smart, PLDT, Globe, Sun. You know, our internet providers. And if you go there, or if you try to get a job there as a customer service representative, you better have a strong heart, because you're gonna get complaint after complaint after complaint after complaint after complaint.
Okay. So it is need to speak slang, because
not necessarily. Not necessarily. You don't have to speak slang in the BPO industry. You
because
just
when I heard word call center, that pops in my mind is that you should speak a slang or with accent. You know, like
that's a common misconception in the BPO industry. All you have to do is understand the customer's problem, give out the best solution to the customer, and you just don't have to worry about the customer being racist. Yeah, if you're in the BPO industry, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of rednecks out there, man. Dumbass crackers. Anyways, guys, yeah. All in all, this video provides us with the insight that India will be the number one Silicon Valley. Man, it'll surpass the US in no time. With those people cultivating the young minds for India, and them now investing on their own motherland instead of going abroad. That is just gonna skyrocket up. Okay? But anyways, that was a reaction to India becoming one of its own Silicon Valley by Vice News. If you want to go check out Vice News, please check out our description box. Their channel will be down below. And if you like this video, guys, hit that like and let us know in the comment section what other videos you'd like us to react to next. And please, for those who have requested and has not seen their videos just yet, please give us time. Our prepaid data usage is so... well, it sucks.
Okay.
But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.